Join Screamstream November 30th through December 5th for a deep dish slice of pizza in horror, featuring an interview with Famous Monsters Pizza, horror-inspired pizza recipes from Geeks Who Eat, a slice watch party, and a discussion of the top pizza scenes in horror. Dig in!
Everybody. Alright, so I don't know about y'all, but whenever I'm watching some horror movies or scary movies, I like to sit down with some popcorn or some pizza. So in honor of our food selections for our favorite movies, I'm doing an interview today with Max Miller. He is the owner of Famous Monster Pizza. So we'll jump right in. Max, can you tell us a little bit about Famous Monster Pizza?
Well, we're located in downtown Decatur, an old 150-year-old building where we share the building with a bookstore. And but we're going to be moving before too long into a new building. We bought our own building, which will double our size and double our collection that we put on display here.
Oh, that's going to be exciting. Do you guys have any idea about when you'll be moving?
Well, this fall sometime, hopefully before Halloween, because it does seem like we're a big Halloween thing for a lot of people. But it's not really just Halloween. I mean, we kind of celebrate the horror movies all year long. Or I like to call them monster movies because I don't want to get too scary. Most of the we show are the old classics or some of the really campy things in the 1950s or 60s that are, out there, I guess. But,
Yeah.
yeah. So, okay.
Well, good luck with the move. It seems like there's a lot of stuff you guys are going to have to pack and then unpack. So.
Right.
Okay. So then I took a look at the menu. And personally, I love seeing puns, plays on words, like references to stuff. And when I looked at the menu, I was not disappointed at all. I loved it. There were a lot of options on there for like food and desserts and stuff, and they all made me giggle. I liked it. It's very, very in theme. I was kind of torn between the Count Dracula and the Poultrygeist. Loved those. They sounded like they would be delicious, and I just loved the names of them. So if somebody came in and they were looking for something, obviously to eat, what kind of things would you suggest?
Well, our biggest seller is the Wolfman, which is the all meat pizza. It has all different kinds of meat on, like the Count Dracula, which is a double pepperoni. And like you said, they talk about the way it's listed in the thing, the extra sauce, the red sauce, and it contains no garlic. It actually does, but we warn them there's garlic involved in case being a vampire thing. And those things works and how you say you like the puns. It's kind of a take on the old Famous Monsters magazine, Famous Monsters of Filmland, how they would always have puns with the pictures and different things.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, I guess I would just suggest the Wolfman is our best seller. Yeah.
Okay. That sounds pretty good. Personally, I don't eat beef, so that's not something I would try out. But there's a lot of options, and I saw that there were even some veggie options on there for people who are not into eating meat. So it seems like you have quite a variety.
Yeah, the Vegisaurus pizza, which is all vegetable, which is a take on Jurassic Park, I guess, the first one.
Yeah.
Where they call the dinosaur the Vegisaurus, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So do you have any new pizzas or menu items that we should be looking forward to?
What we plan on the move, we're going to add new things to the menu. Yeah, we're trying to think of a whole new, a new line, more the artisan. We actually have the large pepperoni, the large tomato slices, and all the big chunkier stuff on the pizzas, as opposed to right now we're kind of more traditional. Our original chef was more traditional. Our current chef that we have in here, he wants to expand and add a number of things to the menu. We also have a soda fountain, because I ran a soda fountain back in the 1980s in a bookstore. So we added, it's kind of weird, pizza and ice cream, but we have a soda fountain, and the new one will have a full-fledged soda fountain with shakes and beans.
Okay. Well, that sounds pretty cool. You guys have a lot of options, so yeah, that's something to check out. Okay. So since the restaurant is, very themed, what made you want to do a kind of classic horror movie theme for the restaurant?
I was not sure at all how this would go over. I mean, I've loved classics since I was a kid. I've collected this collection of old magazines and different toys and the Aurora monster models and all those things, all the way from the late 60s until now. I've just bought the stuff over the years and have had it. I mean, for a short time, I kind of got out of it because I got married, was raising my kids, and it just seemed like a kid thing. But then eBay come along, and I started seeing all this stuff on eBay, and so I was buying up stuff that I used to have. But I still had stuff in the closet that I collected, and I always would buy books and magazines about it through all this time. And I just was trying to think of a way I could put it on display, kind of like a museum. I'm a local historian here on our actual history, and I really like that kind of stuff. So I was just trying to think, how could I put this display out there? Because I think other people might enjoy it. But I was kind of worried about the theme of it. Some would turn off some people, or little kids would be scared. The kids are really loving it. I never really set out to be like Chuck E. Cheese with monsters. It was just, I don't know, just the idea to put the collection on display. The pizza actually came later. I was trying to think, what could we do to, that I could put this stuff out there? Because over the years, I would put it on display in some store windows at Halloween time, because we're a big Halloween town. We have one of the oldest parades. It's a 2-hour Halloween parade every year. Parade. And it goes all the way back to 1914. And we have a whole month of Halloween celebrations. So I would put the display like at the library in their windows and all this collection. And one of the stores, actually the store front bookstore, I put it in there a few years before we ever opened. People seem interested in it, so yeah. I thought, well, if I could put it out there, I think, I like the theme restaurants like Hard Rock Cafe or the old Planet Hollywood thing, but I wasn't 100% sure how it would go over, if it would turn off some people. I mean, I had a couple parents say it was a little too scary, but I would go with the classics and the stuff that's just pretty much out there everywhere, the Wolfman, Frankenstein, that's not so, kids know it, so I don't get into the slasher stuff so much, in the blood or any of that kind of stuff.
Just keeping it on the tame side.
Right.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. And I had no idea that the town had their own, big Halloween thing. That's pretty cool. So, you definitely fit in with all that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very interested in the Cowpumpian and what's going on there. Yeah. The history of it. Because, we have this big parade and this big festival every year.
That sounds like something I need to try out to attend at some point. So I love doing anything that's Halloween related. So that'll be on my Halloween to-do list whenever I'm able to finally go do that. So since the restaurant is all themed and you have all this decor everywhere, does the staff dress up at all for just regular stuff, or?
Yeah, they wear the staff shirts. Like this week, we have due to this COVID thing, we've kind of tamed off, and we're only at 75% seating right now and those things. Right. But we usually would have themed weeks. Like this week is beach party week that we're showing on a big screen. We have a big screen. We show public domain movies pay like Criteria or those places. And like we showed Jaws last summer during beach party week, but it's beach party week. They're always Hawaiian shirts and wigs and different things and fun. And we're showing the Beach Girls and the Monster on our big screen in very campy 1965 movie, which is kind of prelude to the Scooby-Doo's, because in the end the monsters actually live for his dad and he's out killing people, but they pull his mask off in the end. It's not a true monster. It's like on Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. Okay, well that's pretty cool. I wasn't sure that if they would just be like dressed up like movie characters, but yeah, theme week seems pretty fun. That's kind of a good way to get, I guess you could get customers to come in like that. Do they come in dressed up for your theme weeks as well?
Oh, we have had a number. At Halloween, we have a dress or costume contest, and the staff all dress up in different things. And we have a internet sensation here in town. He's Michael Myers of Decatur, Indiana. He went viral last year, and he has thousands of followers on Facebook. And his wife is always yelling at him, like, "You're a grown man, why are you doing this?" But he showed up, and I mean, Leatherface is in here, people dressed up, and sometimes it gets a little too scary the way people dress up when they come in when there's kids in here. But I never really set out to be a kid's place. I was thinking it would be more of a Friday, Saturday night when friends get together, because we have beer too and pizza. But I mean, I've had grandparents say, "We'd love to come there, but we don't always have our grandkids." And I'm like, it's not necessarily a kid's place, but it's doing, because it's the old classics. It's not so too scary for most of them. Little kids, some of them have to face the wrong way in a booth, so they get a little scared. But just, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they'll probably be a little nervous seeing it, but then once they get older, they're like, "Oh no, I'm used to it. I'm accustomed because I went to this restaurant that has all these things on there." I think it's a good way to kind of introduce them to the classics.
Now I like that too. I mean, our staff is a lot of high school kids here. We had about 20 kids before all this COVID thing working here, and since I'm a historian kind of thing, I'm quizzing them, like, who is this in the picture? Lon Chaney, it's the man of 1,000 faces. You need to know that you work here. You know, and what movie are we playing? What's going on? You need to know that, because people's going to ask you, what movie's up there, and you need to know a little bit about it, because it also impresses people. I'm very impressed. We were just recently featured for the second time on a Facebook site called Only in Indiana, and we picked up like 500 likes the first time in January, and another couple hundred likes this last week when they featured us on Facebook. And then we got people all over saying road trip. So our little town of less than 10,000, we're attracting people from 2, 3, 4 hours away, because they're just coming close to the theme. I'm very, very proud of the menu and our reviews that we pulled it off on having good food. I mean, I think I give that to our chefs. We actually hired chefs, because I'm not the food guy. My whole thing was the theme to set up stuff.
Yeah.
So I had to figure out somebody who actually knew what they were doing in the pizza business. So we hired that part done. So, and then it's actually worked. We celebrate our 2-year anniversary. We bought a new building and moving into it and going to grow and get twice as big. And people have asked us, "Why don't you put one in our town?" Which we're not franchising. It's just, it's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good. Only being open for 2 years and being in the best food in Indiana twice. Oh, you're obviously really onto something, and it's working out really well for you.
And I was worried, as I putting this money into this, and as a, so not everybody likes horror movies.
Yeah.
You can't believe that, right? No, I'm just saying, but I think it would be a turnoff to some. I mean, I had heard people say that's just not their thing, but others say you need to go just for the food, because, like I said, we pulled that part off, which kind of even surprises me. I didn't know how it was going to work, but I mean, if you read our reviews on the food, it's all good.
Yeah, I actually saw the review that was posted on Facebook, and I checked that out, and yeah, I mean, it was all compliments. So
yeah, we were at 4.9 on Facebook, which is, I mean, we screw up now and then. Like I said, we got a large teenage staff, so sometimes they screw up, but
But for the most part, I'm sure it's something that's easy to fix. I mean, you're dealing with a teenager who has to learn that. I mean, that's business. Anything you do.
You can't keep everybody happy no matter what you do.
Yeah. You just kind of fix it as best you can and move on.
Right.
So, on the note of, COVID making things difficult, a lot of businesses had to change how they did stuff, from like how they served their customers to how they were taking payments, their hours of operation. So how all has COVID changed Famous Monster Pizza?
Well, when it first came, they were going to close down. I thought we closed actually. I thought it was going to be for 2 weeks, but we stayed closed for 5 weeks during late March and April, kind of worried and see what was going on. But then when we reopened, it was only carry out and delivery, and then we were at 50% dining. And so that we didn't do delivery before, but we started. And I was really, really impressed with the fact that our numbers stayed the same once we reopened. Our numbers from last year when we had dine-in, when most of everything, we were like 80% dine-in because we're experienced. People want to come because carry out. But then the COVID thing hit, and our numbers stayed the same because everybody was getting out telling me they like the food. And it wasn't really the theme that they're all coming from, but I like that it attracts. Right now, carryout's been doing very good. Our numbers are staying the same as they were last year when everything was going well. And I'm hoping to increase big when we move to the new location and those things. But it's been good. It really surprises me that we pulled this all off and that it actually works, and we'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think if you can make it through this COVID stuff, you guys can make it through a location change. So, because I know that's a big issue for a lot of places. Whenever they try and move their location, a lot of people are like, oh, that's too far, or like, they just don't want to drive over there or something. But
our new location is just half a block down the street, so
yeah, so that's not too far at all.
No, when we move, we're not going to get a truck. We're just down the street. Put equipment on dollies and just walk them down the street, basically, because we're only half a block down the street. We're going into a 140-year-old building, which was a bank, and it has a lot of cool pieces that's been hidden over the years when it was a retail store covered up. Kind of pulling back out, like the bank had a marble floor. I scraped a lot of glue and carpet off of, and now we'll turn this 140-year-old marble floor. It's in the front that was covered up by siding. If you check our Facebook, there's pictures of it on there. We pulled them back out, and even people locally love the fact that as a historian and local historian, that I'm bringing back all the old history with this building and not all the stuff how they've remodeled it over the years. The cover's actually bringing it back because it kind of fits our theme too. The pillars, I love the pillars at the front door. It fits our theme. And the pillars. That's one half of our building. The other building was at one time a movie theater, which now we're going to return that kind of the idea with the big screen. And we got drive-in speakers, so if you actually want to hear it, you can your individual booths and listen to the movie too. But right now it's just on low, so it's more of a background ambiance thing.
Yeah.
Some people will like ask, could you turn it up? Not everybody's hearing or watching it, but so we so then if you want to listen to it, you'll be able to because we got the drive-in speakers.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that'll be pretty fun. And yeah, I did see the pictures on Facebook of those pillars, and it blew my mind. I was like, why would you hide that? It makes the place, it gives it like this characteristic. It looks nice. Oh.
But everybody said, why would they ever cover those up? But yeah, they've been.
I think you glitched on that part. What were you saying?
At least the 1960s. People ask me all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it still glitching?
No, it's working now. Sorry. Okay. All right. And then I see that you were talking about on your Facebook page about, and then you mentioned it earlier, the beach party that you guys do. And it said that this was your third year doing that?
What's started our first, actually our third one, yeah. Even though we've been here 2 years, the other ones have been this year, and you've only been there for 2 years. It's because we had one last year, the second year, last year, and then, this is the third one we've had. So, yeah, we've showed like 4 beach party, and last year I 9 o'clock in the house, and everybody had dogs. Programs like that, special movies after hours. We were doing it for a while with Shop Theater on Saturday nights at 9 o'clock, where we would turn the volume up and everybody can watch the movie.
Okay. So,
Movie we were playing. So,
is it, what are the differences going to be this year between the previous 2 years, because of COVID and stuff? Like, has that changed it in any major ways?
well, I'm hoping things will start to come back on dining. I do know I learned that delivery's doing well. We did deliver before. We're going to probably continue that. The carry out, our new place will have a special own parking spot behind where you come in the back door to get your carry out. Because that's been doing very well. You don't have to worry about finding a parking place because we're downtown. You got to find places to park and stuff. And I just hope the event things come back as far as like when we show special movies. People will come like they did for Jaws, and we showed E.T. and I try to theme them with what's going on with if downtown is having something. Like next week's a car show. Like last summer during the car show, our late night movie was we showed Christine.
Oh, nice.
We've had like midnight shows where like Night of the Living Dead or some other local here. We're just 20 miles south of Indiana's second largest city, so that really helps us. We get a lot of people from Fort Wayne out of town. And there's a guy up there, he makes amateur but professional horror movies, and we showed a couple of theirs late night. There's nothing we can show for a family kind of a thing. It has to be after hours, 10 o'clock where only adults are here because I think that's R-rated. But try to pick up on some of that. Some people, those ones, the people that are interested in that too. But otherwise, our movies are just all the old ones. But I was really impressed. We showed The Creature from the Black Lagoon, and there's a little kid sitting there kept yelling at the screen and telling the people, "Don't go in the water! Don't go back in the water! What are you doing?" Kind of thing. So they're getting into it.
That was all interview questions that I had. Is there anything else you think that our viewers need to know about your restaurant?
No, I'm really glad. I'm really happy that it seems to have worked out. And a lot of people, you can check out our Facebook page, Famous Monster Pizza, our menus on our website at www.famousmonsterpizza.com. If you ever come to Decatur, we do the Cal Thumpium Week, Cal Thumpium Festival, 2-hour Halloween parade. I also, in the fall, Saturday night, I have a swag. I do the local ghost stories, and we write and tell ghost stories and different what's happening, because I like this whole theme and all those different things as far as horror movies. I'm not slashers or some of the things, those 80s and blood and slit throats, but the classics and the stuff from Famous Monsters, Double Lugosi, Boris Karloff.
Well, that sounds pretty cool. I know that I definitely want to put this location on my list for the next time that I'm in Indiana. I'll check all that stuff out. It sounds really cool, and I guess I need to come sometime in October then, so I can come see this festival too.
Yeah, that's at the end of October. Yeah.
Well, thank you for taking your time out of your day and letting us know all about Famous Monster Pizza, giving us something to look forward to.
Well, thanks for helping me promote it. And I mean, like I said, I've been a big fan for many, many years, and I like to talk about it. I like to talk. So I mean, it's all interesting, and I'm really happy that people seem to enjoy it.
Yeah. You definitely you picked a good theme and you picked a good food choice. It worked out.
Well, I do thank you.
Thank you. You have a good rest of your day.
You too.